It's good to be back. Hello, everybody. Jake, your resident content cowboy here. Yeehaw. I have missed you. I've been gone for 5-6 days or so, and a lot has happened in the world of Pokemon Unite. This video gets into 2 big spoilers about Pokemon coming to the game and their moves. I cannot wait to talk about it, but if you are worried about spoilers, please run away right now. I will see you all very, very soon, those who ran away. Okay, this comes from the incredible El Chico Eevee. We know that Glaceon and Buzzwole are coming to the game. 2 Pokemon that have been rumored to be coming for a while here. Things that we saw kind of in the leaks for this game, but we never really saw movesets or anything like that until now. Let's take a look at this all together, shall we? Moving forward, we have Glaceon, an attacker, Buzzwole, an all-rounder. I think those are the roles that most people expected. I was really hoping that we would see Buzzwole as a speedster because we have no speedsters in this game. Speedsters don't exist, and Glaceon as an attacker is about what everyone expected. So, let's move into the movesets here. Oh, it looks like we have stats first, so there isn't much to say about stats, except I think you're going to see Glaceon kind of in line with what you would expect sort of a mage-like attacker to be, and Buzzwole probably similar, just for an all-rounder. I'm not sure what you're really going to learn from this. One is obviously attack-based, one is special attack-based. It's cool to see this, but I don't think we learn a ton from this. The bigger things we learn about are the movesets. So let's take a look at the movesets right here. Glaceon's passive, Run Away. Ooh, and let me get this so we can all see it here. Glaceon's passive's Run Away. When this Pokemon would be affected by a hindrance, the hindrance is negated. Every Pokemon, by the way, every new Pokemon, just hindrances mean nothing. It's the same thing with Espeon. Hindrances mean nothing. Duraludon, hindrances mean nothing. It's interesting. The hindrance is negated and the Pokemon becomes invincible for a short time. Wow. That's pretty wild. Okay, and then when it evolves into Glaceon, it gets Snowcloak. When the Pokemon would be affected by a hindrance, the hindrance is negated. Same thing. The Pokemon starts sneaking and becomes invincible for a short time. So I wonder what the difference is here, because it says the Pokemon starts sneaking. I guess that means not only is it invincible, it's invisible? Okay, so when you get hit with a hindrance as Glaceon, you become invincible and invisible. Fair enough. Seems extreme, but fair enough. Let's see what's coming up next here. I know that some of these moves are very long for these Pokemon, so we're going to have to see. Glaceon's basic attack becomes a boosted attack every X attacks. I'm guessing 3, but who knows? Dealing increased damage and giving the user 1 ice crystals when the boosted attack hits. Okay. Taking a look at Swift here. Creates 4 stars around the user. I love that every Eevee has Swift, by the way, and I love that every single one of them doesn't work like the game. For a short time afterward, each time the user hits an opposing Pokemon with a basic attack, 1 of the stars, or 2 in case of boosteds, will shoot out and deal additional damage to that Pokemon. So these are actually getting closer. These are going to be sure hits, it looks like, as long as you are hitting someone. Okay, all right, Eevee, I'll give you that one. Fair enough. Icicle Spear. We have got a mouthful right here. Let's see what's going on with Icicle Spear. Has the user launch all of its stored ice crystals. Okay, so this is just kind of setting up a similar mystical fire, stored power situation in a rapid succession at the designated opposing Pokemon. If the user has no ice crystals when this move is used, 1 ice crystals are instantly created and launched. The ice crystals shatter when they hit the designated Pokemon, dealing damage to the opposing Pokemon in the area of effect. So we get a nice burst damage there. Launched ice crystals can hit Pokemon on the opposing team that are not the designated target of the move. If this occurs, the ice crystals will still shatter on impact and deal damage in the area of effect. Oh, so I'm guessing the ice crystals, when they fly out, if a target is in the way of your main target, they will slam into them, almost like they're not just kind of homing to the situation. They are homing to that enemy, but if anything's in the way, they will get hit by it. That's pretty interesting. Okay. Ice crystals launched by this move deal increased damage each time they hit the same opposing Pokemon. After this move is used, the cooldown of Ice Shard or Freeze Dry is reduced. All right, cool. So that's its first move option here from Swift, is Icicle Spear. And it's interesting because it works a lot like Swift seems to. The upgrade, each launched Ice Crystal also deals additional damage to opposing Pokemon it hits equal to a set percentage of their max HP. Ooh, that could be big. As always, anything that deals max HP damage could be huge. Thinking about Aegis Slash's boosted attacks or something like that. So this could be something that rips apart a Pokemon like Blissey. Icy Wind has the user move a short distance in the designated direction, so we've got a dash here, and its next basic attack launches all of its stored ice crystals at an opposing Pokemon, dealing damage to it. So both of these launch ice crystals. The user then regains the same number of ice crystals that it launched? What? If the user hits the same opposing Pokemon with one or more ice crystals, that Pokemon's movement speed is decreased for a short time. The more ice crystals that hit the Pokemon, the stronger the movement speed decrease effect is. If the user has no ice crystals, the user gains, it says 0 ice crystals, but I'm guessing you would gain an ice crystal. Wow, okay. So you just get all your ice crystals back? That's kind of crazy sounding, isn't it? Each launched ice crystal also deals additional damage based on their max HP. So both of these moves with your ice crystals, once you get the upgrade, do max HP damage. I wonder if this Pokemon is specifically set up to be a counter to things like Blissies, Trevenants, you know, really high HP Pokemon in the match. Crustal's another good one. Tail Whip, here we go. Has the user wag its tail at an opposing Pokemon, dealing damage and decreasing that Pokemon's defense, special defense, and movement speed. The user's next basic attack after using this move becomes a boosted. That's a fun little starter move right there. It's cool to see Tail Whip in the game, and they're actually using it kind of like the main game, right? Ice Shard is our next option. Increases the user's movement speed for a short time. Afterward, the user's basic attack speed for a short time, and its basic attacks change into attacks that hurl chunks of ice. So, interesting, we've got a bit of a movement speed upgrade, and then its basic attacks hurl chunks of ice. They don't become boosted, but they do hurl chunks of ice. The chunks of ice deal damage to opposing Pokemon they hit and decrease their movement speed for a short time. Each time, by the way, can you imagine I'm just thinking about a freeze lane right now. I'm thinking about Mamoswine, Ninetales, and Glaceon all in the bottom path. It's going to be so mean. Each time a chunk of ice hits, the user gains X ice crystals. The user gains X ice crystals if this move is used while launching ice crystals with Icicle Spear, or if it's used after Icy Wind has been used, but before the user has launched all of its ice crystals with its next basic attack. Alright, so we've got some comboing happening here. That's going to be pretty interesting to see. Also increases the user's basic attack speed for the duration of this move's effect. Wow. This is going to be a really cool Pokemon. One of my favorite evolutions, too. Freeze Dry increases the user's special attack for a short time and has the user shoot out a freezing burst of air in a forward direction. The burst of air explodes upon hitting an opposing Pokemon or after traveling a set distance, dealing damage to opposing Pokemon in the area of effect. For each opposing Pokemon hit by the explosion, the user gains X ice crystals. The explosion also leaves behind an ice zone. Opposing Pokemon that enter this zone will have their movement speed decreased. If they remain in the zone for a set time, they become frozen. Wow, so this could really zone people out. Now I'm thinking about, instead of an ice lane, I'm just thinking about, what if you had a combo of Freeze Dry and Fire Spin? That would be pretty mean, I would say. All right, let's take a look at the next move. We're going to see the upgrade. For each opposing Pokemon hit by this move, you gain X Ice Crystals. I'm guessing X is often 1, but we don't know the values here. It could be more than that. And I saw this picture of its Unite move on Twitter, and I just thought, oh my gosh, looks crazy. Glacial Stage has the user leap up high, creating an ice zone in front of it. That deals damage to opposing Pokemon in the area of effect. While the user is in the ice zone, its movement speed is increased, and it gains X Ice Crystals whenever a set amount of time passes. The movement speed of opposing Pokemon in the ice zone is decreased. Yeah, so you're just setting up an area that enemies don't want to fight in. Again, my brain is seeing this comboed with Delphox right now. I'm just thinking, how are we going to combo this with Delphox and do some crazy things with Delphox's Fire Spin, Unite? It could be nuts. Let's talk about Buzzwole. I saw brief bits of Buzzwole, and I just thought, this Pokemon's going to be so mean. Okay, its passive is Beast Boost. When this Pokemon knocks out or assists in knocking out a Pokemon from the opposing team, its movement speed and basic attack speed are increased for a short time. Also, each time this Pokemon hits opposing Pokemon with basic attacks or certain moves, its muscle gauge charges. Conversely, when this Pokemon's not in combat, the muscle gauge depletes by 1 muscle gauge increments whenever a set amount of time passes. Up to 0 muscle gauge increments can be stored. So, this is a Pokemon that the more they're attacking, the crazier they get, the more KOs they get, the more scary they're going to be to deal with. This is going to be this could be possibly very, very cruel. In the hands of a really good player, this could be a really mean Pokemon. Basic attack. Each time a basic attack hits an opposing Pokemon, the muscle gauge charges by X increments, becomes a boosted attack with every third, throwing 2 consecutive punches while restoring the user's HP. Cool. So you're going to feel a little bit of a Zarina vibe with this, right? Mega Punch has the user move in the designated direction before slamming the ground with a powerful punch. The shock from the punch deals damage to opposing Pokemon in the area of effect. If this move hits Pokemon from the opposing team, the user's muscle gauge increases by increments for each one that was hit. Yeah. Okay. So that's its early move, Mega Punch. Then you get the ability to get Lunge. Has the user lunge in the designated direction, dealing damage to opposing Pokemon and decreasing their attack for a short time. If this move hits Pokemon from the opposing team, the user's muscle gauge increases by X increments for each one that was hit. After this move is used, the user's basic attack speed increases for a short time. A maximum of X uses can be kept in reserve. I wonder how many. I'm guessing 2, but maybe more. Upgrade. Whenever this move hits a Pokemon from the opposing team, the user's attack increases for a short time. The more Pokemon from the opposing team are hit, oh my gosh, the more the user's attack is increased. This could be so powerful. Wow, this could be so powerful. Okay, Lunge. Jeez, that sounds crazy. Especially the upgrade. Smackdown. I read this one earlier and I thought it just sounded nuts. Has user deliver an uppercut punch to an opposing Pokemon in the designated direction, dealing damage to it and throwing it into the air. While the thrown Pokemon is airborne, the user can use the move again to perform a follow-up attack that smacks the Pokemon down to the ground, dealing damage to all opposing Pokemon in an area of effect centered on the smacked down Pokemon. If the user does not follow up on the initial uppercut attack, the opposing Pokemon will fall to the ground on its own. I wonder how long they're in the air, because there could be a lot of strategy into like keeping them in the air for a second or bringing them down right away, right? If this occurs, damage is still dealt to all opposing Pokemon in the area of effect centered on the point of impact. If this move deals damage to Pokemon on the opposing team, the user's muscle gauge increases by X increments for each one that was hit. Upgrade widens the area of effect in which the damage is dealt when the opposing Pokemon targeted by this move hits the ground. Also, the user's muscle gauge will now increase by X increments for each Pokemon on the opposing team that takes damage from this move. Ooh, it sounds super scary. I wonder how long they stay in the air, because that could be big, right? Just being able to take a Pokemon out of a fight. Your other basic move is Fell Stinger. Consumes the entire muscle gauge and has the user deal damage to opposing Pokemon in the designated direction. This move deals more damage the more the muscle gauge increments are consumed. If this move knocks out an opposing Pokemon, the user recovers HP. Gosh, this Pokemon's going to be so mean. Gosh, Buzzwole is going to be mean. Leech Life has the user grab and restrain an opposing Pokemon in the designated direction, dealing damage over time while restoring the user's HP. When this move is used, it consumes the user's entire muscle gauge. The number of hits and the amount of damage dealt per hit increases the more the muscle gauge increments are consumed. This move ends if the user becomes unable to act for any reason, or if the restrained Pokemon escapes by using an eject button or through some other means. I wonder what some other means could be. Full heal might also end this. Maybe if you have a dash move, it lets you get away. Maybe moves like Rapid Spin or Covet could get you out of this. But this is another thing. Just being able to hold an enemy in place is kind of crazy. Upgrade also causes each instance of damage dealt by this move to be stronger than the last. Whew. Okay. Okay, Leech Life. You seem pretty nutty. Let's see what our other option is. Superpower. Consumes the entire muscle gauge and has the user run in the designated direction and grab an opposing Pokemon. The user then slams the Pokemon down on the ground at full strength, dealing damage to the opposing Pokemon in the area of effect. The damage dealt by this move and the shield effect it grants increases the more the muscle gauge increments are consumed. Interesting. Okay, so you get a shield from it, which could be really big. The upgrade resets the cooldown of this move when the user's muscle gauge reaches its maximum. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. The combo potential for that's pretty nuts. Jeez, Buzzwole. Okay, all right. Let's see our final thing here. Let's see our Unite move. Ultra Swole Slam has the user fly at high speed, dealing damage to all opposing Pokemon in the area of effect. Afterwards, the user targets the opposing Pokemon with the lowest percentage of HP among those hit and charges down it from the sky, dealing damage once again to that Pokemon. So it's just a crazy assassination move. I mean, this could be really, really nuts. Obviously, more information is going to come out about these Pokemon as soon as the public test goes public. Is it called the public test? You get what I'm saying. As soon as the mode where you get to test out everything becomes public. I would like to check it out, but I'm not in that region, so I think I'm just going to have to watch videos of people who see what's going on there with all the new changes and the new buffs. I can't wait to see these new Pokemon. Let me know what you think in the comments. What is your favorite thing? Again, so happy to be back. I will probably be streaming very, very soon. I might even be streaming while you're checking this video out, so if my little face is red or whatever, I'm streaming. I love you. I'll see y'all very soon. Mwah!